Hi all and welcome to TCM Education's weekly recap. As you can see, watching the chart of the S&P 500, the S&P 500 easily overcome the hiccup on Thursday on that particularly ugly event where Trump and Elon Musk, US president and the richest man in the world, decided that they're going head to head like 5-year-olds. Anyway, the market that got, I don't know, overexcited over that, brushed everything with a nice move higher on positive employment news. That was the jobs report early Friday morning, and then the overall sentiment, which is positive, being that the tariff issues seems to be pretty much over. Trump is talking to Xi Jinping, and the strongest sector is performing. We had some IPOs, we'll discuss them in a bit. Some winners, some losers. We're going to look into important news coming up next week. That's pretty much this roundup. So let's start with the technicalities, which are rather simple. Another leg up this week. You can see the very consistent higher lows channel that developed over the last a month and a half. Let's call it buyers are not reluctant to buy expensive, but any pullback is being bought, and this is well, not a sign of amazing bullishness, but definitely a sign of strength. And any red day was immediately countered by a green day. So it's clearly observed here on the chart, this nice, let's call it higher lows pattern. And we are basically now 2%, exactly 2%, $12 or $13 from all-time highs, which are 613 on the S&P. We touched 600 yesterday, pulled back couple of cents, but the sentiment, the path is overall is very, very clear. We are definitely going to all-time highs unless something something out of the blue will come in. I don't see it happening, but you know, it doesn't matter what you see. This is why we are also the chart channel. We trade the chart, we don't trade anything else. If the chart tells us that the market is moving down, we look for shorts. It's not absolutely not happening, other than sporadic days here and there. And obviously Thursday, after, if I remember it right, 1 or 2 p.m. there was some sell-off on that Trump Musk spat, but that was pretty much it. So heading into next week, before we talk about the winners and losers of this week, the next wave of news will be important news will be next week, the CPI and the PPI number, starting with the CPI on Wednesday, the PPI on Thursday, and of course the week after we'll have the FOMC meeting. But let's focus first on next week and see how the market will react to the CPI number, which is way more important than the PPI number. Anyway, they're coming in the morning, so those numbers are going to be coming in at 8:30 on Wednesday and 8:30 on Thursday. So they're going to be priced in by the time the markets open. Again, about next week earnings, I hope that everybody knows and realizes by now that the earnings season is pretty much over. But we have a couple of important stocks next week. We have Oracle, the biggest, the largest cap stock that's reporting next week. That's on Wednesday, I think, if I remember it quite right. Then we have GameStop. Always exciting to see this stock so volatile on earnings. CHWY, the same. Adobe and Victoria's Secrets. There are some other stocks that are reporting earnings, but those are I think for us as day traders that are looking for volatility, liquidity, important stocks, those are the big five, which means we have actually one big stock, maybe two, reporting next week. Still, GameStop can always surprise on earnings and should be watched by day traders on earnings day for sure. So that's regarding next week. Now let's talk about this week and talk about the winners and the losers. Absolutely, guys. Robinhood. We talked about this stock. I don't know how many times already on our channel. Let me bring in the chart. Let's bring actually the full chart. That's the full chart of Robinhood going back to the IPO day. So the IPO day, I think it IPO'd at 35 or 40, I don't remember obviously. Then it spiked the day after to as high as 85. Now if you look at 85, that was, I don't know, out of a nowhere type of move. And since then the stock went from 85 and a year later it ended up at 6. Less than a year later. Which was embarrassing. So it turned an amazing IPO into an embarrassing stock. Then it sat and moved sideways for another 2 years. And since the beginning of 2024, so a year and a half ago, the stock is up from as low as 6, or let's call it 7, to now 75 and approaching all-time highs, making it one of the biggest winners over the last year for investors. Wow, this stock is amazing. It's not amazing because it's moving up, it's amazing because it has amazing technicalities, great volume, no spreads, trades alongside the S&P 500. It trades in the Nasdaq, but it's a financial company. It has very good qualities. I think I talked about it many times before. Should be watched. Those who are not watching as day traders, not watching Robinhood, are making a big mistake. It can be traded, of course, long and short. The trend right now is clear and it's going in. Switching to the year-to-date chart, you can see, first of all, a beautiful uptrend and an increased volume on the intraday trading days. And what's more important, I just mentioned it a couple of seconds ago, the stock is a great, developed a great, of course, when the stock is under $10 or under 20, the daily ranges are pathetic. Now the stock can move between the highs and the lows $3 to $4 per day on a strong stock. Buying the pullback at the lows those are great trading opportunities. I'm not saying that this is an everyday event where you can easily trade Robinhood from the lows of the day on a daily basis. There's nothing like that, but should be watched. Should be one of the preferred stocks to trade. Again, easy liquidity, easy to go in and out. You can trade both sides of the market. Good daily ranges, good correlation with the S&P 500. Everything is there if you're looking for an intraday trade, and that's important for us. Okay, so that's one winner this week that did very well, approaching all-time highs, which was the IPO. And let's take a look at another, this time a bit, I don't want to say a bit crazy, because crazy is good at times, but let's take a look at Coreweave. CRWV. And another stock that was IPO'd 3 months ago, broke over the highs in 2 days, then pulled back, created a base. You can see that those bases are very easy to observe if indeed the base lasts a week, 2 or 3. And then maybe thanks to NVIDIA, maybe thanks to the whole AI infrastructure boom, and this stock took to, I don't know, to the races. The ranges are, this is something that's not really sustainable, the ranges. It started the week at 120 pretty much, sorry, it closed last week at 110, traded as high as 166. and I don't know where this stock is going, being that it has so much strength, and so much strength in the holders of this company. So behind this company are investors like the biggest investment houses in the US. Nvidia owns, if I remember it quite right, 20% of the shares. It's the right sector with the right owners, plenty of action in this stock. Of course, being that it was IPO'd only a couple of months ago, it's not shortable, so you cannot trade both sides of the market, and you can see that the sell-off days are brutal. Having said that, if you get every other third or fourth day red, and the rest of the time 75% of the time it's moving up, it's still great. Again, this is not an easy trade, it's spready, but the risk reward when you enter a trade in Coreweave is absolutely amazing. So that's clearly a winner this week. On the losing side, too bad that Elon Musk is I don't know if this is him not caring about money anymore and caring only about his ego, but let's see the Tesla chart. And I think Tesla went through one of its worst trading days, if not the worst, Thursday. The stock at one point lost 20% of its value, but recovered, and then had another gap up on Friday. Clearly, that's the biggest Nasdaq loser by far this week from the important stocks. And I mean, you wonder if the stock is doing so bad, what's going on here? I mean, it recovered nicely from 200 level to 360, almost doubling in less than a month. 360, that's 60% up or 70% up. So a beautiful reversal from the lows. Again, it's Elon Musk getting hit from the left side of the Democratic Party, and now from the right side of the Republican Party, or the Republican Party. So anywhere he goes, it ends up brutal for him, or the company, or the shareholders that cannot seem to get a moment of quiet here. Okay, so that's a loser this week, and let's round things up with two super important, well, not important, but at least one super winner, an IPO, CRCL. CRCL, an IPO that was IPO'd on Thursday at 31, opened at 68, traded as high as 123. So that's nothing short of amazing. This is a Bitcoin, or let's call it a Bitcoin market related company. They deal with the stable coins, that's their business. Something that this is the next, the digital dollar is, this company is going to be behind the digital dollar, and the results are super impressive. And again, pretty much like Coreweave, institutional investors are piling in on this stock. There was another IPO, but I'm not going to discuss it because, sorry, it was a very, very small one, OMDA. Just going to mention the symbol just in case some of you are likely to follow IPOs into next week. So CRCL and OMDA. Okay, that's pretty much for our roundup of this week, and we hope to see you in our next video. Please like, subscribe, and most important for us, please share this video with your friends. Thanks a lot, and see you in our next video.